display keeps blanking out. I don't know what's going on there. We're recording.
Oh, okay. Well, we had to start the show late because I miscalculated my lasagna. Just time wise. I used those no boil noodles.
How did that work out? I was very curious.
They're amazing.
Really?
It's like, yeah, they're amazing. Also, they are gluten-free no boil noodles, and they are excellent. Thank you, Barilla Pasta.
I got a box, and then I chickened out. I was like,
no, they're fantastic. Trust me.
All right.
If you're in a pinch and you don't want to, because I'm sorry, boiling the noodles for lasagna is like the worst. Because like they all kind of stick together, and then you have to get them out, and they're hot, and like you're.
You rinse them. Rinse them in cold water. Let them sit.
What?
Rinse them in cold water and let them sit. They're fine. Put a little oil in with your water.
I apparently needed a lasagna guru before this, but
I've done this once or twice.
Yeah,
I'm even Italian.
I used the no boil, and
Jay,
they work.
Your mic's crackling on your zipper.
Oh, sorry. I also caused my mother and grandmother to not be happy because I don't make my own noodles and I don't make my own sauce.
You don't make your own noodles? How dare you?
I know.
Oh
I know. I have made my own noodles.
I
have made my own sauce. They come in a box, exactly. It's like
they're just fine.
It's one of those things. Yes, I'm not going to lie. It is better.
Nope.
But it's one of those things. It's like mashed potatoes.
Yes.
Mashed potatoes made fresh. You have fresh potatoes. You peel them. You boil them. They're very, very good.
Yes.
But you know what? You make them from a box. They're almost as good, and they're a lot quicker, and there's a lot less freaking cleanup.
Actually, the ones from the box are better than the ones I try to make on my own from potatoes.
Well, that's on you, Alan.
I know.
They're really. I get those.
Vidalians are onions, not potatoes, Alan.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a cost benefit analysis, and it's nice every once in a while. What?
Tuck in your zipper. Tuck in your zipper.
Tuck in my zipper.
Your mic's
tuck it in, like so.
Rubbing on it.
Oh, tuck it in, like hide it.
Tuck in your zipper.
No,
tuck in the zipper, not the microphone. There you go.
How's that? Is that any better? Or is it like rubbing on my beard?
Nope.
When do we get the Star Trek clothes with no zippers?
They have
already.
You haven't seen me running in the winter, have you?
What do you wear to run in the winter?
I had like the full
Starfleet uniform
on under gear. It's nice and I have spandex.
Like the Under Armour stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, although
I just bought one of those.
I can't afford Under Armour. I have the cheap
Not
Walmart
Under Armour,
Russell
but
Gear version.
Yeah. I just bought an base layer. I think
base
they're called,
layers.
right?
Thank you. Yes.
Base layer. I finally bought a base layer shirt this winter. I mean, I'm 40 some years old, and I just am now buying this, and I live in like the Arctic. It's going to snow this weekend, by the way. Just bought one, and they are so warm and so
it
amazing.
Traps your body heat. It's an extra layer to hold it in underneath. If it's ever super, super really cold, wear the base layer under flannel line jeans.
Crazy.
They don't even sell those
stupidly and wool socks. No, I think if they
flannel
sold
line jeans,
Houston,
what?
It'd be like a torture device. You'd like force someone we're gonna make Rico wear the flannel line jeans.
Yeah, that fire rated denim stuff I had to wear for work a few years ago was bad enough.
Oh, so it's going to snow.
2 inches this weekend.
I don't miss that, Brita. I really don't. It's going to be in like the 60s.
I'm tired, man. Tired.
2 inches is nothing for you.
It starts snowing in March. You just get like angry and tired, and
it just extends it. Everything's brown. It covers the brown for about a half a day, and then it just adds to the brown, and you're like, twitch.
It's like, what's better, the brown, ugly everything, or snow on top of it? I don't know.
And snow in March is always that concrete, friggin' heavy, slushy garbage. You don't get the nice fluffy stuff that you just kind of brush out of the way.
True.
No, this is like heart attack snow.
Yeah,
this is the one that causes granddads to because you take one shovelful and it's 7,000 pounds.
It's true.
And you can move it about 3 inches, and then the shovel breaks.
Alan has no idea what we're talking about.
Alan's like, you motherfuckers wouldn't last 10 seconds in a hurricane, though. So
actually, hurricanes aren't that big a deal. If you stay away from the coast with the storm surge, hurricanes are not that big a deal. Tornadoes, on the other hand. Tornadoes.
We get those.
Tornadoes.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing about tornadoes is they're so isolated. The odds are so far against you.
We had a tornado this late summer, and it was really weird. And it took out one house on a cul-de-sac. It went down and went up, but one house. It didn't It's in the news. You could look it up if you want. But
somebody
literally
got off.
Boom.
Nope, him.
I know.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. Yeah, one house.
It's like the one house that gets struck by lightning. You know?
Yeah,
I can't help but take
it was
that
so
personal,
weird.
You know?
Yeah. When you're the only house on the block that gets hit by the tornado, yeah, that's a personal. That's
and everybody.
Time to reevaluate your life.
It was one of those. What are they called? Bursts or
it's right where it touched. But microburst.
Yeah, microburst. Yeah, but no, the weather people confirmed it was a tornado. It was just down and back up. Boom.
Man, somebody done goofed.
Yep.
So, Brita, you must be enjoying your more fuel-efficient vehicle now that gasoline is $75 a gallon now. What's the going rate? What's the going rate this minute? Hold on.
Yeah, well, it's extra good because I don't have a job to drive to. So, a full tank of gas lasts a long time for me. But I noticed the gas today was $4.09 a gallon.
Last time I checked, it was $4.04, but that was yesterday. So I'm sure it's more now.
Jay, do you feel that? Okay. This whole we all need to make sacrifices to protect democracy thing. Do you feel that is a thing people are still falling for in 2022? After the Iraq War, after Afghanistan, especially the Iraq War was sold to us because weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist, correct?
Yeah. Except if you remember correctly, that wasn't it. It was a war for oil. Remember, no blood for oil. No blood for oil. All over. And yet, what's Ukraine about?
Yeah,
what's the
weird,
big thing they're talking about?
Weird.
And all of a sudden it's I got to back up a second.
Okay.
All right? You guys back me up, especially Alan. We lived through the bulk of the Cold War, right? We lived through the Reagan years. Remember Ronald Reagan, how the media savaged him over standing up to the Russians?
Oh, yeah.
And he was
the worst thing ever.
Pushing us into a nuclear war. 2 minutes to midnight.
Right.
Ronald Reagan's going to get us all killed in a nuclear war.
Remember all the nuclear war movies from the 80s that were
the day after.
All that stuff that was
there were a million of them.
Yeah.
Because Ronald Reagan was going to get us all killed in a nuclear holocaust because of the Russians. And
Dawn.
remember, if the Russians love their children too, fuck you, Sting. You know, the Russians, they're not so bad. Oh no, it's Reagan who's pushing them. The Russians weren't so bad. As late as 2012, remember, Mitt Romney was mocked for saying we need to be concerned about Russia. Oh, it's not the 1980s. What's this guy doing? He's stuck in the 50s. Stupid white woman. 4 years later, all of a sudden the Russians are the bad guys. 4 fucking years, and we were supposed to forget everything they ever said. Russians were fine.
Funny.
The Russians were good. The Russians loved their children. Blah, blah,
Jay,
blah, blah, blah.
Jay, that was back when they were commies. They were the Democrats loved them when they were commies. When they stopped being commies, then they became heretics, and you can't have that. So that's when the Russians became the bad guys.
They've always been someone you can bash the Republicans with, and that's all the Democrats ever cared about.
Sure, we just gotta go do something.
I didn't do it. I don't know. It's been like the biggest thing bothering the living shit out of me is watching the left side of the American political aisle all of a sudden be like, we need to go to war with Russia. And I'm like, where the fuck were you guys through, I don't know, the 1950s through 1991? At least.
Yep.
You were cheering them on. You know, I mean, I wonder if they're going to apologize to Joe McCarthy.
No, never.
You know, I mean, well, you know, hey.
Despite the fact he was right.
Well, he was right. But, you know, he was going after the Russians. They should be friends. They should make a statue to him that they can tear down in 100 years. You know, I mean, they invaded Ukraine, but you know what? It's a mostly peaceful invasion. Using your own metric. City's on fire. It's mostly peaceful. Oh, that's just dirty pool.
Look at you.
I'm hungry. I didn't have dinner.
Oh,
it
my
looks
goodness.
Very, very yummy.
We could have waited another.
I know we could have waited.
Instead
we get to watch Brita eat yummy lasagna.
This is fun. I don't think we've ever eaten on TV.
Well,
why is my monitor keep blanking out? What the hell?
I want to tell you that the meat layer is leftover slow cooked beef shanks.
Ooh,
nice.
Yeah, I tend to I like to make a big amount of meat, and I make it kind of like a generic flavor, like onions, garlic, salt, pepper, and just use it for other things. You know, like Tuesday we had beef shank tacos, and we used taco spices, and today beef shank lasagna. So,
I wish the rest of the people in my house were more adventurous, because I really wanted to make a venison lasagna.
Oh my gosh, that'd be really good.
That'd be good. Yeah.
I bet it would be phenomenal. What I'd really like to do would be to do like a multi-layer and do like wild pork, venison, and beef, because you have to have beef.
Yeah.
But that would also be a pain in the ass. I get the biggest sauce pot I have and make just a big mass of, you know, meat stew, basically.
I guess this is my show and tell.
It wouldn't be chili by Texas standards because it has meat in it.
That's right. You know, it's funny is I gotta tell a Rita story here.
Well, that look.
She
sent me a good one, Alan.
She sent me a link of this YouTuber who made Irish soda bread with squash. And was horrified.
Squash and spices.
Yeah,
like
horrified
chili
at the adulteration of the purity that is the Irish soda bread. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of like when you put beans in chili.
Or when you don't put
like
beans
that.
in chili.
It is exactly like that.
No.
If you can't put squash in Irish bread, then you can't put beans in chili.
I know of no accepted variant where squash goes into Irish bread.
Right.
Well, apparently there's one.
First of all, there, like squash is like a new world.
You mean like potatoes?
Shut up, Alan.
Alan, you're gonna get yourself shanked. I'm just saying.
Shut up. Stop making sense. Shut up.
and tomatoes, Jay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong, but oh boy,
I can't believe the cat is leaving me alone. Actually,
I can't
Maybe
believe it
hasn't
either.
noticed.
is it garlic?
It's
Do you think?
cheese.
No, I
and
think
meat.
I think I'm eating out of context. I never eat here, so he
He's
doesn't.
He's like, something's going on.
I feel like there's like a time limit, though. He's going to figure it out.
The recipe that I have for lasagna, it's it's like a guidelines, if you will, because in the meat sauce it says 2 cloves of garlic, and I'm like, bitch,
2?
please, I put 2
My
cloves
God.
of garlic on my helping of pasta.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, big jar of minced garlic. Yep, dump.
Yep, that's about right.
I'm like, yep, yeah, there are no vampires anywhere near my neighborhood. It's like a mushroom cloud of garlic.
Nice.
Are you having like ASMR of me chewing?
No.
If so, I can mute myself. I'm sorry.
You can't even hear it.
No, actually, no. You can hear the fork every once in a while, which is making me hungry.
Anyway, carry on.
Carry on.
It does look good.
Carry on. So yes, gas prices are through the roof, and it's hysterical because the president has nothing to do with the gas prices. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. We just spent 4 years where everything wrong in the world was the fault of the president. Sorry, gas prices. Biden owns it.
Yeah, by the guy who on day one of his administration canceled the pipeline.
Right.
Canceled oil leases on federal land.
And we have decreased production from like, what was it, 12.5 billion. We dropped like more than 500 million barrels of oil in production.
we were self-sufficient, totally self-sufficient.
And no, Biden's got nothing to do with it. Oh, no. I mean, then again, you've got CBS News. Oh, the increase in fuel prices and supply chain issues caused by the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Like, I mean, there's got to be a word for gaslighting that's 10 times worse
than gaslighting.
Yeah, because that's like, what?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's one of those things. Never ascribe to malice that which can be ascribed to stupidity. No, I'm sorry, that you cannot. That is flat out fucking lying.
Yes.
For your side. You have very clearly chosen a side, and you are lying through your fucking teeth. Because the supply chain issues, I mean, literally have nothing to do with Russia. Nothing. Zero.
Well, not at this point.
It just started. It just started 2 weeks ago. There were no supply issues until 2 weeks ago.
Right.
We've always been at war with East Asia. Good news. Your chocolate rations have been increased from 5 to 3.
Yep.
And they keep coming back. They keep dragging up January fucking 6th. Oh, the first person has been charged. I'm like, more than a year and 2 months later?
Yeah.
Right to a speedy trial for what, breaking and entering?
Yeah, and then you had that Veritas with that journalist that was like, yeah, this is complete bullshit. Who was it? The New York Times guy?
Yeah.
That was like, yeah, the January 6th was a joke. And he's talking to his other journalists. It's like, if this scared you, you need to man up or something. You're just they know it's ridiculous. They're just using it for,
Well, he did make a point where he was saying that a lot of the journalists who or the New York Times or whatever, they, have lived a very sheltered life. They went to private school, private colleges, Ivy League, blah, blah, and they have never encountered anything except, nothing probably.
Right.
And, oh no, somebody got my latte wrong at Starbucks.
That's a crisis. They misgendered me. Oh my God.
A crisis. Right.
Violence.
So there's that sort of thing. And he was like, I can't remember what he called them, dweebs, I think the word was, dweebs. And he was just appalled at like how pathetic they all were. And they're all very young and,
Yep.
What was another word that he used? Oh, neurotic.
Yep.
Neurotic. And I can see that.
The days of the crusty old streetwise reporters are long gone.
No.
All of those microaggressions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you think about it, like, sorry, talking my mouthful, but the people who are journalists now grew up with helicopter parents. They're what, in their early 20s?
Yep.
Being journalists now.
Even if you're 30, you're talking, someone who was born in, and this is sad, 92.
Oh.
So you've always known peace.
Thanks, Jay. I graduated in 92.
I graduated college in 92. Alan was first eligible for Social Security in 92.
Hey. I would like to chime in with breaking news that Jussie Smollett was sentenced to 150 days in jail.
That's it.
Really?
Okay. Well, it's better than nothing,
I'm
I guess.
surprised it was anything. Last I heard, he was going to appeal it because he's still looking for the real killers.
Oh yeah, no. They said in his sentencing hearing that they were like, oh yeah, the white guy that attacked. I mean, they still blaming it on some mythical white guy that attacked him.
White guys in MAGA hats in Chicago.
Yeah.
Because that's
at 3:00 in the morning in sub-zero temperatures.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Well, I hope
so
he gets the mental help.
He also got 150 days in jail and 30 months probation. So
okay.
That's okay. And then the judge flat out said, and this is quoting, "You're just a charlatan pretending to be a victim of a hate crime."
Well, again, race relations
like most
are so
of the
horrible.
Victims of hate crimes. Yeah.
Right. Race relations are so terrible in the United States. He had to make one up. He had to make up a hate crime.
Yeah. Well, demand exceeds supply. That should make the cost of them go up, right?
Just wait until we're denying Ukrainian refugees because they don't have their vaccination papers in order.
Oh my God.
And
yeah,
they
should just sneak in, over the southern border. And
there was for those who hadn't seen it, there was a story. Was it Citizens Free Press or anyway? Italy is telling Ukrainian refugees that they have to show proof of vaccination or they won't be allowed in, which leads me to believe that they are vetting the people coming into the country and probably requiring ID, which is something we don't at the southern border. Which, again, it's very convenient that when there's a mass shooting, it's, this never happens in the civilized world, right, Barack Obama? It only happens in the United States, right? That's what we hear. We should be more like Europe. That's what we hear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what. You want to be more like Europe? Start vetting all of the people trying to get into the country. Start
requiring an ID for every election.
Yeah,
because all of Europe does that.
Yeah, that's not even an issue in Europe.
Set the abortion limit at 12 weeks, like all of Europe.
You need to prove you have a job and can speak the language if you want to move to Germany.
Yeah, And I believe France is the same way. Don't you have to speak French to be
I,
a citizen?
I don't know France. I had a coworker who married a German citizen and moved to Germany, and what she had to go through to move to Germany, not even become a German citizen, but to move to Germany as a, I guess, whatever they consider a resident alien, whatever that is, was crazy.
When was that? Because I know for
2
a
years
fact.
ago.
Oh, because well, what about all those immigrants they let in wholesale into Germany? I bet they didn't have to have
That's different.
German.
Yeah,
All the refugees
That's different.
that Angela let in.
yeah.
I bet they didn't speak German. I know they didn't.
Well, they were refugees. See, Alan, that's different.
That's
different.
like,
you racist.
That's just like the U.S., where if you fly in on a plane, you got to have a proof of vaccination. If you walk across the southern border, you don't have to have shit.
Right. You don't even need an ID.
You don't need anything.
But that's not a problem. That has nothing to do with the alleged, rise in COVID, blah, blah, blah. Which, by the way, the left is still claiming Donald Trump is personally responsible for every single person that died of COVID in the United States. Still.
Absolutely.
Joe Biden's been president for 14 fucking months, people. 14 months. We are now.
Nothing is Joe Biden's fault,
No, of course not. Nothing's the fault of the big guy.
Oh, not only is it not his fault, if you read the press, he has been a masterful world leader in dealing with the Ukraine situation. He has been
just world leader, Alan.
Just amazing.
Go on Twitter. #BidenBoom. I'm not kidding. There are people that are touting the economy. Oh, unemployment numbers are so low. Biden's paying down the debt. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's paying down the debt.
They must be smoking Hunter's crack to believe that.
Yeah.
What? How? We're facing runaway inflation because 80% of the money in circulation has been the past 2 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like it's Weimar Republic. Venezuela's going, whoa, guys, slow down. But he paid down the debt. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's some tortured, kernel of truth at the center of it. But it's like, are you people so fucking delusional? You're trying to convince us that we're in boom times? Gasoline has doubled in price in
all according to plan.
6 months? Oh yeah. And then you've got this fucking nitwit Buttigieg. They could just buy electric cars. Why? Yes. Gasoline is too expensive, so I'm going to go out and buy a fucking $100,000 Tesla, you fucking nitwit.
Yeah, just like that.
Just like that. Just like that. And sure, even assuming, let's say Pete gets his wildest dream and the government gives every family in America a Tesla. They bankrupt that evil billionaire Elon Musk, and they give everyone in the United States a Tesla. And then what happens? Oh, we're all sitting in the fucking dark because the electric grid can't handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it really...
We'll build more windmills.
Buttigieg, I think that's how you say it. But
Mayor
absolutely let them eat cake moment.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Unfortunately, we don't have guillotines anymore. But
we can make them.
They're very simple machines.
We can make them.
Again.
It makes me wonder though, like at what point, like how bad does it have to go? Like how high does gas have to go before people really start? I mean, people are freaking out already.
Yes.
Like what's the number?
When we hit $10 a gallon, when it costs you $100 to fill a small car. We're going to see they're going to have to start doing something drastic Because once it's above $5 or $6, I mean, I know they're all like, oh, we should be more like Europe. Well, you know what? You know what Europe has? You know what Europe doesn't have? Our fucking cafe not the cafe standards, the crash and HTSA. Because they have little tiny cars.
Yes.
That have 600. I've been watching a lot of Top Gear. They have little teeny tiny cars with little teeny tiny engines. They also have diesels. The Volkswagen Polo diesel gets 75 miles per gallon.
Wow.
Yeah, they get turbo diesels, which we don't get over here.
We don't have them here. They're not allowed.
Right.
They don't pass the crash tests. Nothing made by any French company is allowed in the United States. They don't pass all of the safety shit.
I mean,
so it's like you want us to be like Europe.
Told, Jay, you really wouldn't want one of those French cars anyway, though.
Well, yeah.
I mean, come on.
We know about French cars.
I'd buy an English car before I bought a French car.
And I had a friend who loved MGs, and I watched him swear up and down fixing both of them. He had two in succession. But yeah, they want us to be like Europe, except when it comes to, I don't know, the diesel Toyota Hilux. Can't have that.
Can't have that. Nope.
Can't have, the small economical engines. Where they're talking about gasoline engine cars that get 60 miles to the gallon because it's a 600cc engine. It's a medium motorcycle engine in a car.
Yep.
But we can't have them because it doesn't pass the crash tests. So when gas is $6 a gallon, but it's just those dumb Trump supporters that drive trucks. They're the only ones that will be affected.
I don't drive a truck, and I'm still pissed about it.
Do you know who else drives trucks? Every single trucker that delivers fucking shit to your supermarket. What do you think that's going to do to the cost of literally everything?
Yeah.
Also, do you know what the miles per gallon on those big things is?
It's gallons 50 per mile, but it's not quite, but
it's like 10-ish, give or take. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not economical and they use a lot of gas.
Yeah.
It
heavy
costs
loads.
gas. And it's just the response to be like, oh no, we're in boom times and just buy an electric car. I'm going to come back and put my tinfoil hat on and say they know the fix is in November.
I agree.
Because now I will say November is several political lifetimes away. It's even now it's 8 months away and there's so much that could happen.
Sure. Yep.
But however, if things continue the way they're going, it's hard to imagine that there's not going to be an absolutely massive backlash, especially given that you've got one party in power of everything. They control the White House, they control the House, they control the Senate.
Oh yeah.
And people are suffering.
Yes, they are.
There's empty shelves in the stores. You can't, the price of used cars has skyrocketed.
40% year over year.
Yeah. Inflation is only at 8%. Oh yeah, if you don't count the price of food that's
I'm sure
doubled.
it's Putin's fault the used cars are going up, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just ask CBS News.
Absolutely.
But again, you get to the point where people are getting hit in the pocketbook. When it's
all according to plan, Jay.
When it's something obscure,
you'll own nothing and be happy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're definitely headed that way.
It really seems to me that they're escalating things, like,
they're trying.
They're taking the opportunity. I think
they are, but I think they're pushing too fast. It goes back to Bill Clinton in the early '90s. He jumped in and They had the House and Senate, and it was like, we're going to do all this, and we're going to pass this, and spent the remaining 6 years. I do hope, by the way, just as a petty little aside, if the Republicans do retake the House, I hope there are fucking articles of impeachment the day after they're sworn in. And I hope they hold a vote. Sure. I hope they hold a vote in a week.
I bet they don't.
Yeah.
Oh no, they don't. They're spineless dish rats.
Well, someone.
I don't know.
Someone will introduce it, but it won't go anywhere.
Right. I want it introduced and voted on and passed in a week because I want the press on record.
It's not going to happen.
Oh, I know. I'm just leave me my fantasy on.
Okay.
Because I want to listen to the press and the Democrats, but I repeat myself, yammer on incessantly about how impeachment is a serious thing and there should take time to vote on it, and in clear 180 degrees opposite from 2 years ago, not even 2 years prior, when they impeached Donald Trump in a week.
Yeah.
If the man,
however,
ordered nuclear weapons to be used on American citizens on American soil, a week is too quick.
Yep.
Have you heard this latest clip from Lindsey Graham?
I don't believe so.
Lindsey Graham.
It's disturbing.
Oh.
I'm going to play it.
Play it, yeah.
Wait. Probably... Hang on. I'm just going to play it. I found it on Twitter. Jack Posobiec's Twitter.
If you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, then probably you got a problem. You need to do some self-evaluation because what's not to like? And he's the nicest person I think I've ever met in politics.
Right? What?
He is as good a man as God ever created. If you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, then probably you got a problem.
Yeah.
Look at Jay's face.
Do some self-evaluation because what's not to like? And he's the nicest person I think I've ever met in politics.
There you go.
He is as good a man as God ever created. If you can't admire,
I think Lindsey Graham maybe haven't seen how dementia.
They're all in it together.
I think Lindsey Graham might be smoking Hunter's crack.
They're all in it together. They're all in this club. You're not in it, right?
They said like Jay was saying earlier. When the Democrats come in, they start rolling with their program. When the Republicans get in, they don't do anything.
Yeah, they want to be nice and reach across the aisle, and they want to do everything the Democrats say they should be doing, and then yell at them for actually doing it. Oh, you should be more inclusive.
The CPAC guy came out this week. He tweeted some sort of thing about he was like supportive of that trans swimmer who is basically like destroying the lives of, every girl who ever trained to be a swimmer.
Isn't that curious?
CPAC. Yeah.
Yeah, that just.
So.
Why? Why is it always when it is a trans? It's always a trans woman.
I don't know.
It is never a trans man setting records.
There's a trans man still swimming on women's teams. So what's that tell you?
It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
And nobody, J.K. Rowling got absolutely vilified and raked over the coals, and she's transphobic for daring to suggest that it's harmful to women to be pretending.
Yeah.
And that was horrible. And the feminists, the same feminists who were saying they would put on their knee pads if Bill Clinton kept abortion legal, are all like, oh, would you look at the time? I have to be going. Bye. Because they know they lose in the hierarchy of victims.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just a woman? Oh, back of the bus. Oh, too soon?
And I had this conversation earlier this week that I saw a this kind of a disturbing thing on Twitter, a little video of a teacher. I think it was a teacher, a school teacher, trying to teach parents how to broach the subject with their small children of transsexuality. And, you're supposed to say to your little child, like, 5-year-old, do you feel like a boy? Do you feel like a girl? Do you feel sometimes like both? Do you feel like neither? And I stopped and I thought about it. First of all, children have, you could ask a kid, like, do you feel like you're a cat? And they'd say, I'm a cat today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a dump truck.
I'm a Tyrannosaurus.
But at the same time, and I was thinking to myself, like, okay, I'm 40-something years old, and I have been a girl woman my entire life. And I've never questioned being a girl woman, girl/woman. But if you sat me down and said, do you feel like a woman? I would stop and say, I don't know what that means. That's like a nonsensical question. I feel like myself, and there is a spectrum of womanhood, and I'm sure I fit in there somehow.
No, that's not how it works,
I'm not.
Frida.
I know that's not how it works, but the question is like,
to
me, it's just like, I can't tell you. I can't tell you what a woman feels like. I don't know.
You have to be monolithic.
But then at the same time, I talked to Mike about this same question. And I said, okay, so if I were to ask you, what does it feel like to be a man? He's like, feels all right. And I was like, oh my God, that's such a man answer. A total man answer.
That's the hell out of me.
Feels all right.
Well, you don't have to worry about makeup. You don't have to worry about, looking pretty all the time.
You don't necessarily have to worry about makeup if you're a woman either.
You don't have to worry about.
Yeah, I don't wake up this beautiful. All right.
It takes work.
Beard. The beard is all.
Oh God.
Do you get bed beard?
I get bed beard. My mustache is the worst because I'll sleep like this and I'll wake up and I'll have like one side of my mustache is like this.
You need one of those mustache sleep protectors like Hercule Poirot wears. Didn't you see it?
Oh my God.
Was it on the Orient Express and he's wearing the mustache?
I do have to start waxing it, I think. And then masks. Masks are the worst on the beard.
My barber has an awesome waxed mustache, and it waxes and curls up, and it is epic.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot more work than you might think. I don't have the patience. I don't. I really don't. I have thought about braiding it though.
Can't you use like Elmer's glue, like the punks did for their mohawks?
Use Gorilla Glue.
There you go.
Oh, no.
Super glue.
You could if you use Gorilla Glue, you could just shave it off in one piece and then like reattach it when you're,
put it on.
Just be like,
I feel like wearing a goatee today.
Yeah.
But
Mr. Potato Head with the stick-on parts.
Yeah.
Hey, I resemble that. Just stick my ears in.
I think I'm going to need a new monitor. My monitor's about to die.
Oh no!
It keeps blinking off and off and on.
I'm genuinely surprised there still is a Mr. Potato Head. I'm sure. I'm surprised it's not Z Potato Head or whatever the fuck.
I've wondered, did they come up with a trans Potato Head character?
Well, like Mr. Potato Head doesn't have genitals, so it's not like
Well, there's a Mr. and a Mrs. That means there's got to be a non-binary, genderqueer potato thing.
It's LGBT. What's the B stand for again? Remind me.
Bye.
1, 2, bye.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't pretend to understand it, but
that's the whole point, Jay. You're not supposed to understand it.
Exactly. It's to make it so confusing that
right.
you're always offending someone. You're always making someone a victim.
Right.
You know,
no way you can win. You can't win.
Horrified at what's going on in the Ukraine, and it's like that's what happens when no one gives a fuck about your feelings. Okay?
Yeah.
You know, and we pray that day never comes. But should you ever have to defend your hearth and home, the invaders sure as fuck aren't going to care about your feelings.
Nope.
They're not going to ask you your pronouns before they fucking bayonet you.
They did a survey, and I can't remember. I can't find it now. But they did a survey. Somebody did a survey. One of the polling companies did a survey, and found that overall, if the U.S. got invaded, Democrats would run away to some other country, and Republicans would stay and fight.
Vlad,
where would they go?
Vlad,
they go to Canada or Mexico or someplace. You know,
can we get Putin to come over here for just like about a week?
we can make a deal.
It's serious, man. We'll give you California. Huh?
Just take it. Yeah.
Serious.
Beautiful coastline.
We'll even set it free. Yeah, we'll just dig a trench.
not part of the North American continent anymore.
Nope. See? Bye. We
floated away.
God bless the Babylon Bee. Gavin Newsom happy. Gas prices too high for people to fuel up U-Hauls to flee California.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I gotta try something here real quick.
Uh-oh. That monitor's really bothering Alan. It is really. He's totally 5 minutes to Wapner. Oh no, 5 minutes to monitor. Yeah, definitely monitor's going bad. Yeah, definitely going bad.
Yeah, it keeps blinking off and back on. And
definitely flickering. Yeah, definitely flickering.
What is that about?
Yes, there's definitely needs to be degaused.
It's old and it needs to get replaced. And it's got a weird flicker up in the corner, and
How old is it, Alan? I'm curious.
It's 6 years old.
That's cute. The computer on my desk is 11 years old.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you got to remember
they need to pay you more, Jay.
Cheap ass
personal computer.
Cheap ass flat panels. They don't last worth of shit. 6 years is pretty good for one now.
Yeah. This I haven't turned it on in probably 2 years, mind you.
Well, there you go.
Oh. And I have a laptop from work, and it's everything else. I'm on my phone.
Yep, like everybody else in the world these days. Yeah.
But we have to start making do with stuff getting old.
Let's see, where are we? Oh yeah, we're almost to the show and tell time. Rita had a show and tell already.
Rita ate her show and tell.
I did.
Yeah,
it's good.
Look,
I sent you both something that you can show and tell next week.
Oh, I'm both scared and eager at the same time.
It's coming UPS, so it'll be there Friday or Saturday or Monday or something.
You're not allowed to open it.
Oh, we're gonna do a big group of it. Oh, thank you for telling me.
Yes.
Because I would have been like, "Oh, cool."
We'll have an on-show opening event.
Is it one of the Biden administration crack pipes?
No. That would be awesome, though. I wonder how.
I want to call the library. I want to call the library and ask if they're handing those out.
Yeah, are the crack pipes in yet?
Yeah, they said we're having crack pipes. I could go pick it up at the library.
Give crack pipes out. Oh gosh,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So this is the first year in a long time you haven't been pestered for tax forms.
Glorious. Fucking glorious. I actually went to the library yesterday because to visit a friend of mine who still works there. Also, the Seed Library. there's a seed library where you're allowed to take free seeds, which, by the way, was my invention. Anyway, not better. So I went and I got some free seeds. But yeah, I sat there and I was actually sitting behind the reference desk and I was like, I noticed there was tax forms out and the phone was ringing. I didn't have to answer it. I'm like, it's pretty good.
Printer was jammed.
I did have, yeah, not my problem.
So how did it feel walking in the library after?
As a civilian.
It was weird. I'm not gonna lie, it was weird, and also a little bit like I intentionally wanted to go when it wasn't busy and when I knew that there wasn't going to be like, full staff there. So I went after 5 o'clock, and I kind of snuck in the front door because I don't want anybody to see me, and nobody even noticed me. So
good.
But I said to my friend, I said, so now that I'm gone, like, does anybody even mention me, or is it like I'm dead? She's like, no, it's like you're dead. It's like I never existed.
Good.
Yeah.
That's when you know that you pissed
I'm
a
not
lot
surprised.
of people off. You got to tell the story about your library card though, because that's hilarious.
What about my library card? Oh,
You had to renew it.
I went on the library. I did. Like a civilian. I
Like
didn't
a
even know how to
person.
do that. So I went on to my library app, and I was going to renew one of my books that I had, and it said my card had expired. I was like, "What?
They
Crazy.
do that?"
I know. So I was like, what do I do at this point? And I'm not. I used to work at a library that's like 4 miles away, but there is a library half a mile from my house, and so I decided like I'm just going to deal with that library now because why not, right? So I called them up. I was like, my card is expired, and I I'm not quite sure what to do. So I actually had to go in there and show them my ID.
That's racist.
It is.
Right? It was racist, and renew my card. It's crazy.
There you
But
go.
yeah, you have to show your ID for that.
You have to show your ID. Yes, not to vote. You don't have to vote.
Right.
Just waltz in, and I am to be addressed as Duchess, and they'll give you a ballot. But
I just,
Yeah.
Yep. We should be like Europe, except when we're not.
do you have a show in
So
town?
it was pretty nice.
I
Like
always have a
I guess
show
in the
in
summertime I
town.
can walk there.
Yeah,
right?
that'd be
And
great.
ride my hopefully. I want to get a tricycle, Jay.
Like a radial flyer tricycle or a 3-wheeled bicycle.
Well, like a big size
Like
tricycle.
a big one with the big basket in the back.
Yes. You know why?
It's actually really cool.
Yeah, and there's an Aldi being built really close to my house, so I just figure I could just ride my tricycle there.
We just had one
Get
open
ready.
up in the town next to us.
So good.
I haven't been. My wife and daughter went, and they said it was interesting.
So good.
There's a lot of I guess, just stuff just tossed out. Like they just put the boxes out and like open the front.
Yes.
That's how they do it.
It's like minimalist.
That's how they do it.
It reminds me of a chain up in Massachusetts. It's Market Basket now, but it used to be Demoulas because it was the Demoulas family who owned it. And there was, I kid you not, sawdust on the floor.
Nice.
Wow.
They would put sawdust down so that anything that spilled or dripped or whatever people wouldn't slip on it.
Eh.
That was like the big thing, and it was always the cheapest supermarket chain. And
Nice.
it's kind of like the vibe I get from Aldi. Now, would you get?
Pretty good.
Would your tricycle be a traditional tricycle with 2 wheels in the back and 1 wheel in front, or would you do? Because I've actually been like looking at the ones with the 2 wheels up front and a single wheel in the back because that kind of looks cool.
I've seen those.
I'd like to get one of those with like the real high gearing so you can really get moving. Like on a straightaway, you can get those up to like 40.
What?
It's just it's stable. You don't have to invest any energy. I mean,
Right.
on regular bicycles really don't invest a lot of. I finally got my mountain bike back.
Good.
I dropped it off in July last summer at the local bike shop.
Holy crap!
Because the cassette, the front, the pedals and the gears, it broke. Like all of a sudden they were like wobbling really bad, and I tried tightening it up, and I was like, well, "This is not working. This is beyond the scope of my ability to fix." Tommy's probably laughing at me, but I realized that if I was going to fix this, I would simply put the bike back up in the rafters and never think about it again. So I brought it to the shop, and they took one look, and they were like, "Yeah, it needs a whole new assembly." And because of supply chain issues that only started happening after Russia invaded Ukraine, even though this was last July.
Right.
Time travel, Jay.
Yes, exactly. Well, the curse you, Vladimir Putin, he's obviously working in conjunction with Elon Musk.
Right.
But I got it back. Brand new pedals, brand new gears, front and back, shifters, and I was like a little kid again. I was like, I got my bike back. Yay!
Push all the buttons.
Oh yeah, I'm like clicking through the gears. It's got like different. It's the same tight. You push one lever to shift up and push another lever to shift down. So it was like this. Now it's got a gauge. It's got like a little gearbox. I can see.
Wow,
it's neat.
Amazing.
So it was fun. I got to ride around the neighborhood and remember that I hate people.
So that mountain bike you got, you ever take it to the mountains?
I have, not recently, but I've had a mountain bike since.
Is that like the bike version of the person that buys the 4-wheel drive vehicle and never takes it off road?
No, this one has been on quite a few trails.
Okay.
I don't know that I've ever gone on an actual mountain, but I've done a lot of like state parks and whatnot. I actually got little straps that go over the pedals, so that you don't slip off, because you rip your shin up for the 35th time. You're like,
oh yeah.
So,
all right.
But yeah, it's very 1990s. It's like a sky blue frame with like gray tires, and I brought it into the shop, and the guy's eyes like, "Ooh," and I'm like, "Yes, I know. It's very 1990s."
It's cool though.
But still going. It's still doing good. So I actually have a functioning bicycle again. I'm very happy.
I may have to go get one if gas prices keep going up.
Yeah, tell me about it. But yeah. So that was my little bit of fun. Where
would you go on your bike, Alan? I know your neighborhood. Where would you go?
What's funny is there's nothing.
No.
There's nothing within bike riding range of my neighborhood. It's but no. I was looking at my the mileage on my truck that I bought last summer. All right, we're gonna do a little guess. Guess how many miles are on my truck that I bought last summer?
Oh God.
Just guess. No big deal.
5,000.
Last summer.
5,000.
I'm going to say
miles are on my truck.
3,500.
1,589.
Oh my gosh.
Why do you even have a truck, Alan? Jeez. That's like you're not even at the first oil change yet.
Oh my God. I put more miles on my
I have filled it up with
gas RAV4 than
once.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Wow.
The other now it's not that I haven't put gas in it, but I've only filled it up at a station once, because the first time I got it, when I got it in the summer, it coincided with my semi-annual generator gas swap out. So I just filled the tank with generator gas. And then
I really hope you don't have a diesel generator.
No. In January, I had to do gas swap because I do it twice a year, right? And so I swapped gas. So I was like, "Oh, I'll just put it in the trunk again." So I pumped gas into a gas station exactly once, and I've driven it a little over 1,500 miles since I bought it. But,
okay,
you got me beat, Alan. You got me beat. Since COVID and working from home, I've been putting about 7,000 miles a year in my car.
Yeah, I had to go in and my insurance. I had to decrease the yearly, estimated miles driven down because it was at like what 15,000 or something like that. And
so you have the truck equivalent of like a grandma car.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's exactly. I've got actually, you know what? It is the truck equivalent of the grandma car because it's a big 4-door passenger vehicle that you can
you only drive it to church on Sundays.
You could sit 6 adults in it comfortably. And, just saying.
Jay, do you have a show and tell?
I do have a show and tell.
He always does.
I have a very cool show and tell. I have a SOG multi-tool. And this is like the Super King Kamehameha multi-tool.
Whoa, that's huge.
It is huge. It has.
That reminds me.
I'm doing the wrong side because I'm stupid. But it has little thumb studs for all 4 corners. They're also assisted. You get a serrated blade.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cut myself. You get a regular blade. See, assisted opening.
Nice.
Oh, somebody's hungry. You have to switch to the other hand or you'll hurt yourself. You get a little screwdriver and a
belt slicer.
But yes, thank you. Fabric cutter, if you will. And then this guy over here, of course, you have a saw, which I did it wrong, but it's an assisted opening saw.
So fancy.
In the middle, you have all your standard. You got a hole punch and a large.
Yeah.
I just realized that, hey, stupid, you got your hand in front of it. But you have a hole punch. You have a screwdriver. This corresponds with, I'm going to regret this, but you get this guy.
Oh.
Which is you have a little driver here on the end and then a bunch of very common bits.
Fancy.
And it goes right in the side. Let's see. And then on the other side, we have screwdrivers and bottle openers and can openers and another little poker. And the whole thing has gears, man.
Oh.
Gears. Yeah.
Very cool.
You can actually, it opens very easily and smoothly. If you need, you've got, pliers and wire cutters. And
nice. I like that.
It's really, really neat. It's great to have. Most multi-tools are not very good at doing any of the things that the tools are supposed to do. This is
because they're too small, kind of.
Exactly. Then this is surprisingly good, and it's like $89. It's not a ton. So
neat.
SOG.
Interesting.
Go SOG.
Jay reminded me that I have a similar item that I could show for show and tell. This is
okay.
Jay knows what it is. Okay. It is the Leatherman AR-15 tool.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Pinky.
Nice.
The mutt.
I like that they put a carabiner on it.
Scrapers.
Yeah, it's got a carabiner. It's got the belt slicer is right there. It's got like a hammer thing right there. You got your standard, you got your standard blade, saw.
Got to have a saw. Has anyone ever sawed anything with the saw included?
There's that thing, which is like it's a pin. It's a punch for your AR-15 pins.
Oh, to your trigger group.
Yeah. And there's well, of course it, unfolds.
You have the pliers and wire cutters.
And then you have somewhere in here. Oh yeah, here. So there's these little where's the that's why. derp. So you slide the little pin out of the way, and this, I'm trying to show it and do it at the same time. You get this screwdriver thing that fits right there, and then you have a screwdriver that you can, it takes a positive release on that. And there's a Phillips and a flathead, and then the other side is like a Torx. Come on, get out of there. Yeah. It's kind of weird the way it's like a Torx. But yeah, it's got what else it's got in here? There's another thing. Oh, yeah, this. That's like a
lift it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's like a chamber scraper thingy.
Why is it brass?
Huh?
Why is it brass?
So it doesn't scratch the.
Right. It's softer. It's softer metal than the barrel.
Okay.
But it's to scrape out carbon and crap off your bolt and chamber and all that. And there's also.
Looks like it's sized to get into the.
That
the
right there
lines.
attaches to your cleaning rod. It's a screw thing for the cleaning rod. So,
someone's hungry.
It's time.
Yep. So anyway,
I think you've perplexed my phone by starting later because we're almost at an hour and 7 minutes.
Anyway, it's a handy tool. It travels around in my shooting bag, and but it's a weird. It also comes with the wrench, and it's a 7/8. It's a 3/8 and 1/2. But you know what the thing is? I don't know why it comes with this, because there's nothing that's 3/8 or 1/2.
You know what's 1/2,
right.
Alan?
What?
Most scope mounts.
That could be it.
That would be my guess. Most of your scope mounts are 1/2 inch.
Well, there you go. That makes total sense.
Okay.
Then.
So next week
we have surprise show and tells.
Next week.
Well, yes, but next week is St. Patrick's Day.
That's right.
That's right. That's where everyone appropriates your culture.
We're gonna drink green beer, and we're gonna wear green hats and say "top of the morning" to you.
No.
You're after me, Lucky Charms. That's okay. In June, you can all be Italians for the Feast of St. Anthony.
Oh my God.
Isn't this also Women's Month too?
Yeah, it is.
Women's Day.
What is a woman?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what a woman is anymore.
Why do we even have a Women's Day?
I thought it was supposed to be Birthing Person's Day.
That's right. Chest feeders.
I never gave birth.
Chest feeding.
Not a real woman. Gross.
You can't. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yep. I think we're done.
We're done.
Yeah, it's a crazy mixed up world.
We're way past done.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll be back next week.
Yeah. Wear your green.
Wear your green. We'll be back next week with surprise show and tells. We don't even know what they are. Only Alan knows.
No, actually, Jay, only you don't know.
Only I don't know.
Actually, Brita knows too. She was one of my two consultants on it. It's really a surprise for Jay.
Oh, I'm really scared. It's going to be a bean remover, isn't it, Alan?
That's right. It's a bean remover for your chili.
It could be.
Or a hummus maker.
It could be. It could be.
Yeah. Could be. Okay. Good night.
Now I'm frightened.
Bye.
Night.